Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, delegates, India Foundation friends, ladies and gentlemen, it's a true pleasure for me to be here. I prepared a kind of script about transitional leaders in 21st century. 8 centuries ago, a famous son of Balkh province of Afghanistan, one of the greatest poets in human history, Jalaluddin Rumi wrote, "Raise your voice, not your words. Nay, raise your words, not your voice. It's rain that gives flower, not thunder." This is the wisdom of the magnificent land and the great nation of Afghanistan that I have the pleasure to be speaking here on behalf. A land where legends are born of poetry and beauty and honor, of pride and generosity, and warmest embrace of friendship, and the strongest resistance for freedom and peace. The land of legends like Panini, who considered the father of Indian linguistics, Shakuni, the king of Kandahari kingdom, the princess Kandahari or Gandhari, the prominent character of wisdom in Indian history. We are all from the same civilization, but unfortunately, so many artificial lines divided us. As an MP from Afghanistan, I'm truly honored to be at the same room with great leaders of 21st century, those who are here to discuss new solutions, to discover new answers to the old challenges that we face today in the world. The leaders that their life is their message to the world, and are here to make sure their life is inspiring. I'm so thrilled to be here at the same place with all of you because I believe many of us share the same destiny. We all believe that no barrier impedes person's willingness because it proved in the course of our lives. As the daughter of an immigrant and poor family from Afghanistan, who lived under suppression of Taliban in Herat province of Afghanistan, after Taliban regime, I obtained my degree in law. I became a women's rights activist at the age of 17. I received my master's degree from George Washington University in USA. And I finally got the honor of becoming people's youngest representative in Afghanistan parliament at the age of 26. And because the same as many of you, I learned to ignore barriers towards my only goal of being myself. We are all here because we are chosen to take a mission towards change and evolution in 21st century. Historically, evolution has been in nature's hand, but today and suddenly, it is largely in our hands. The job of today's people, or the transition leaders, will be to get humanity through the coming period of chaos, peril, and opportunities. Margaret Thatcher said one of the great problems of our age is that we are governed by people who care more about the feelings than they do about thoughts or about ideas. And today at India Ideas Conclave, our mission is to produce ideas and thoughts to determine whether civilization will survive or not. We are here to conclude what can humanity become in future. Let me name a few tasks that we have in front of ourselves. First of all, we are supposed to reverse poverty. While rich nations become richer, billions of lives and are in extreme poverty with short, brutal lives. We must commit to the task of raising the voice of the poor, strengthening the aid agencies, harnessing global science, and promising sustainable development to reverse poverty. The second, which is very important, and I'm coming from a country that affected by it, is terrorism. We are here to diffuse terrorism. The age of terrorism is rising with the availability of weapons of mass destruction that are becoming increasingly less expensive and easier to access. and my country is a true victim of it. It is vital to address the reasons why people want to become terrorists and to achieve cooperation among different hostile cultures. Contemporary terrorists and the groups of terror carry the type of perception and that divide everything into two parts, black and white, friends and enemies, insiders and outsiders, divine and devil. Accordingly, they believe that everything and everyone out of this circle and out of their circle deserve to be destroyed. Such group continues showing worst kind of atrocity and inhuman acts by prolonging bloodshed, with no commitment to international rules of battles, no commitment to human rights, children's rights, protecting civilians, and etc. The next task is expanding human potential and quality education. Most people today fall outrageously short of their potential. The mission of 21st century leaders is that they have to harness powerful technologies that accelerate learning and educational potential. Fourth task is dealing effectively with globalization. The planet is shrinking, we all know that, and the bandwidth is increasing. But globalism should be designed to allow local cultures to thrive and be protected. The right balance between global and local should be achieved, and we have to consider this as a very important task. Failing nations must be helped to become developing nations. The fifth task is saving the earth. I'm going to move to the next one. The sixth task that we have is achieving sustainable lifestyle, because many of people of the planet cannot have comfortable lifestyles due to many factors that I don't want to name because of the shortage of the time. The seventh task is preventing all-out war. All-out war is the nuclear and biological weapons that are a threat to the human being today. This century contains more threats from more weapons of mass destruction than ever before. 8 is protecting the biosphere. 9 is stabilizing population growth, because extreme poverty can be tied to population problems. Population declines when GDP rises. Improving lifestyles equates with controlling population growth. 10th is cultivating creativity. That we had a representation about it earlier. Technology will lead to an era of extreme creativity. Exciting jobs will develop. And rich countries will help young people around the planet to become entrepreneurs. New supply chain and electronically connected business will bring value, and we have to bring new generation into it. 11, planning an advanced civilization. Sooner or later, we all know that machines will do all the work. And there will be a major increase in real wealth. We need to be asking ourselves now, what kind of civilization would we build if we could do anything in the future? And 12 is bridging the skill and wisdom, which is very important from my point of view. A serious problem today is the gap between our skill and our wisdom. Science and technology is accelerating, but wisdom is not. I named few tasks, but I'm sure we will discover many more in the course of our lives. But I hope the day will come soon when energy from Central Asia countries will come and power prosperity in South Asia countries. When a Kabuliwala from my country or Kandahariwala from my country can once again come across easily to win Indian hearts. When people of Kazakhstan can relish the wonderful flute of Afghanistan easily. When Afghans do not have to pay an enormous price to buy their favorite tea from Sri Lanka. My friends from all Central and South Asia countries in this hall, prosperity has always been the course of this region's history. We all know about it. And it must be the path to its future. And you are the agents of such a striking change. Terror and violence cannot be the instrument to shape our nation's future or dictate the choices that our people are going to make. Our nation have the wisdom to speak and to seek peace with neighbors, but also the courage to defend the freedom. Let's ensure that all together. Dear delegates, you are all decision makers, scientists, inventors. Remember that you must support Afghanistan, my country, without timelines, because the new clouds of extremism and terrorism are rising in this region, even as the old ones are darkening our skies. And because Afghanistan are not only fighting for its own and their own future, but are standing up for all of us and a safer world. I promise world will be a better place when we can experience the real wealth of Afghan people in their diversity and rich heritage. It is time for every one of us in the region and the rest of the world to come together. The sacrifice must not go in vain. The flame of hope should not die. No girl that steps into this world should slip into darkness of denied opportunities. No son should face the choice of gun and refugee. No mother should fear bringing a child into this world. No one kneeling in prayer in a mosque should be killed in the name of religion. No elder should look back on his youth wasted in conflict and see the same future for his grandchild. Every youth in Afghanistan, in India, in the region of South Asia should see a future which IT stands for information technology, not international terrorism. The promise and the opportunities of 21st century belong to our youth as much as anyone else in the world. I'm confident that as leaders of the world and also as participants, we will make sure hope will return to our homes, laughter in our schools, life in our streets, prosperity in our cities, unity in our societies, and peace in our region. I'm confident that you will leave the world a very better place than when you arrived, because you are leaders of 21st century. Thank you.